That's right. It is August 22nd, 2013, and you are listening to the Katherine Symthe Show. Today's episode is episode 9. Are you following your passion? Following your passion. What does that look like? Well, this show is produced by the House of SVOI, and I am your host, Katherine Symthe. Today's episode is a very special episode, as this same exact broadcast is going to have a video version of it right here on Spreaker. And to find out where the link to the video version is, you have to go to our fan page at www.facebook.com/House of SVOI, with the H being capitalized and SVOI all capitals. This message is so important, it is so intense, so life-changing, that it had to be put on 2 different social media channels to reach our audience. You know, it's just an amazing day. And that's right, I am Katherine Symthe. This show goes to the meat of the bones and examines the topics in everyday life and impacts us. What things touch us, make us cry, and make us smile. We are on a journey, and it's called life. We are ever evolving. Oh, and don't worry, I'm evolving too. I'm learning from my best friends how to be social, how to interact. Everything we do in our life, every day, is a learning experience, because we learned from the previous day's walk how to stand taller and how to walk bigger. But are we living life? Are we living our dreams? Or are we living the dreams of the expectation of another person? Now that's something to think about. Are you living your life? Or are you living the life of another person because of their dream and ignoring your dream because they told you it can't be done? Oh, well, you're doing the dream, but you're doing their dream. That's an interesting thought, isn't it? Now, I went ahead on our fan page this afternoon and asked a question on the House of SVOI fan page at Facebook, and I asked, what did you want to be when you grow up, and what are you today, and how has that impacted your life? A lot of people responded with their dreams of veterinarian and wanted to be a banker and wanted to be a singer, and not many of us were in the field that we wanted to be when we were a kid. So, as a child, we had this dream of doing something, and now as an adult, we're living the dream of something else. What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. I want you to think about that right now in your life. Are you living the dream that you wanted to be when you were a child? Or are you living somebody else's dream? Now you think about that, and we'll return right after these words. That's right, you're listening to the Katherine Symthe Show. Have you been wondering what your spiritual life means? What it means to have certain messages from Spirit? Are you trying to find your way and you're wondering who to turn to? I can tell you who to turn to. Great help is right there, and their name is Positive Direction. You can find them at www.positive-direction.com. If you need spiritual advice, spiritual guidance, spiritual questions, Sonia Beatrice of Positive Direction is the person that can help you out. Do you need a tarot reading? Do you need guidance in the spiritual realm? Now, I tell you personally, I've had some readings done with Miss Sonia Beatrice, and it was impactful because it wasn't about the future, it was about the now. And what messages are there, and how can I guide my life in a spiritual, holistic way? If you want to know more about Positive Direction, you go to their website, www.positive-direction.com. positive-direction.com, or make an appointment with Miss Sonia Beatrice at 210 area code 601-0369. What messages, what guidance do you need from the spiritual realm? Welcome back to the Katherine Symthe Show. Today we're talking about, are you truly following your passion, and what did you want to be as a child, and what are you today, and where are you today? Quite honestly, I really don't remember what I wanted to be as a child. There were so many opportunities, but I was too busy trying to figure out if I was going to be alive the next day because of the trauma in my situation. Now, I'm going to explain that in just a minute so you understand what I'm trying to get at. Children are the most amazing people. They have a certain innocence of knowing that they can achieve their dreams if they believe. And as you grow older, we lose that due to societal condition, trauma, or just life in general. It is not until we get older and we turn to that point of origin that we're left wondering, why are we depressed, sad, and have no connection? What's going on? Well, it's time to break it down. That's right. Ow! Many people perceive following your passion as being lazy or not conducive to being a part of your weight or society, and it cannot be achieved. So, we got these people that think that if you follow your passion, you're lazy and it can't be done, and you shouldn't do it. That makes me wonder about a few questions. I often wonder what would have happened if Albert Einstein, that is correct, Albert Einstein, the creator of E equals mc squared, would have bought into the belief system that because he was a southpaw, which is a left hand, and because he was dyslexic, that he wouldn't have been a valued member of society. What would have happened to our science today? Well, I can tell you one thing, E equals mc squared would have been E equals 0, because it wouldn't have been done. But he didn't buy into that belief system. Instead, he pioneered a whole new era in the history of mankind because he believed in his passion that he was following. What if Thomas Edison, who is said to have screwed up, I'm going to tell you like it is, screwed up over 1,500 times on making the light bulb and electricity, what would have happened if Thomas Edison went, you know what, screw this jack, and he throws it down the way and decided to go out to the bar and go drinking? What would have happened to the state of society today if Thomas Edison didn't follow his passion? Well, I can tell you one thing, I wouldn't be here talking to you now, would I? Or having this conversation, because we'd be in the dark literally. Or Helen Keller. What if Helen Keller bought into the belief system that she was nothing because she was deaf, blind, and mute? But no, she changed history. All these people did. People tend to look at people with a passion and wanting to follow their passion with a mirror to themselves, because basically what it is, when you're doing your passion and you're following your heart's desire, you are the mirror reflection of the void that's in them. They get jealous, they get mad that you're doing what they wish they could be doing, but they don't want to do the work to be doing what you're doing because you're following your passion. That doesn't really make any darn sense, now does it? Now, if you wish to participate in this episode tonight, or any future episodes, shoot me an email at Katherine, Katherine, Symthe, Symthe, at gmail.com, or give me a call at 210 area code 897-8369. Now, what is life about? What are we supposed to be doing, and why am I here? Well, those are 3 questions that have been asked for millions of years, a millennia, thousands. It's the ultimate root question, because you're trying to figure out what your passion is, what is your desire, what is your purpose, why am I here? But really, the only one that can answer that question is you. There is no higher authority that can answer that question. Only you. Because you know why? You're the only one in your body, in your toes, in your skin, living your life. You're the only one that can answer this question. And you're thinking, I don't know what to do. Well, have you ever wondered why you have not lived your passion? Why people are saying no to your passion? What if they're just speaking out of their fear to suppress you? Have you ever thought about that? That the reason why people say no to your passion because they're trying to suppress you because they're afraid that you would actually do it. People are very fearful creatures. It's pretty amazing to me. The thing is, I'm not saying, and I'm going to repeat this, I am not saying go out there and live your passion and go kill somebody, or go and do this. No. When I say live your passion, if you want to be an artist, go do it. If you want to be a dancer, go do it. If you want to own a company, go do it. I am in no way, shape, or form giving permission to people to say, oh, I'm going to go hurt somebody because that's my passion. No, honey, you need to go see a psychologist because that is not what I'm talking about. Alright, now we're going to be right back. I want you to think about some of the things that I've said just now about what it means to follow your passion. I want you to think about, is it the reason why people are telling you no? Because they're trying to suppress you out of their own fear. We'll return right after these words. I had such a funny experience tonight. I went to Chris Madrid's with some of my best friends, and they pointed out the shirt of Rosie for Judge, and I got so excited I posted it on Facebook, because you know what? Everywhere I'm just thinking Rosie Gonzales, Rosie Gonzales. Now mind you, why the shirt was a different Rosie, the whole point is Rosie Gonzales is running for Judge. And that's right. Please join Rosie Gonzales as she officially announces her candidacy for Judge, County Court Number 13 in San Antonio, Texas, on September 7th, 2013, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 1815 Fredericksburg Road here in San Antonio, Texas. Now, I myself will not be able to be there due to an international event that I'm hosting. However, you can bet your tootin' that House of Savoy is going to support Rosie Gonzales and do everything in our power to help her out as she announces her candidacy for Judge. Rosie Gonzales is very loyal, very full of integrity, and somebody that can get the job done. Thank you. Welcome back to the Katherine Symthe Show. We've been talking about following and living your passion, and we broke it down about what it really means. The whole idea of the Katherine Symthe Show is to really make you think. It's not sitting there trying to provide you answers. It's really designed to rearrange the pieces of the puzzle and tear them apart and make you put it back together so that you can have a different perspective. So, the question I ask you right now is, what does it take for you to be happy? When is enough enough? And how big is your perception of blessing before you declare it a blessing, or even saying that you are blessed and have a miracle? The truth is self-acceptance. You have to be willing to accept what you want. Self-acceptance is really about a relationship with yourself. Now, this goes to another core issue, which is self-value. Now, I want you to think about the time and space that you need for you yourself to light up and be happy. You know, you have these voices that say it can be done, or what are you thinking? Let me tell you about my life. A lot of my life is truly a testimony of faith and spirit and source. When people didn't believe that I could go to college and get a bachelor's degree because I was poor, I went out and got scholarships. When my scholarships ended in the last quarter, that I only had one quarter left, and they said, sorry, you can't finish your education, go bye-bye, I literally called my senator, Dianne Feinstein, and she took care of it. And the next thing I know, I'm back in school finishing up my last quarter. When people told me, yeah, right, okay, Kat, sure you'll become a bestseller. I became a bestseller on Kindle with my books, Fire Seeds and Tabula Rasa. When people told me, what do you do with the House of Savoy? It's a digital media company. Okay. Yeah, I grew my network from 14 to over 125,000 followers in 42 days. But the greatest one? Sorry, I always get a little emotional on this. But when my mother said, "You're not going to live because I'm going to kill you," and I lived, and I became a survivor of what I lived through, then, well, we're just having a party here in the house, then I became a living testimony that if you believe in and follow your passion, you can do anything. It's amazing. You know, I look at my life and I think about everything that I've done. And I'm amazed because I follow my passion. I follow my desire. And when people tell me, no, I can't do it, or you're dumb, or you're stupid, I just look at them and go, you know what? That's your story. That's not mine. My story is that I'm Katherine Symthe, and I am owning a company that every day impacts and touches the lives of people out there. That is amazing. When you know that you've touched a life, be it with a smile, a word, that's impact. That is the true beauty of life. Makes you really think about it, doesn't it? When you're going through everything. Order to finish up with just these few words because it's just been so powerful. When you are thinking about your life and following your passion, I want you to think about this. When you follow your passion, your trends, T-R-A-N-Z, forming your life. You're not trans, T-R-A-N-S. Now, a year ago on my other series, Outspoken Woman, I spoke about the difference between trans and trans. Trans with a Z is really about letting go of that dead weight that you have and receiving the new blessing of your journey. Now, when you just trans with an S, all you're doing is like, oh yeah, I got this issue over here, I'm going to put it in a little box and I'll deal with it in a few years. Then in a few years, guess what? Your back breaks because you got that issue haunting you like a little ghost. Well, the whole point of our life is to trans, T-R-A-N-Z, form it. So, you're moving forward. This truly goes to the heart of your creativity and the relationship that you have with yourself. You have to drive to succeed. Guess what? You are the vehicle, you are the driver, and you are the one that has the driver keys. Put it in ignition and start it up and go. Okay? There will be challenges and obstacles, and it's how you achieve to believe to receive it. There is no perfect formula or magic seminar. The answer is you and always has been you. You just have to build your mindset and your skills and your life class. And you have to look at yourself and own it. I look at myself and own it every day. I have challenges. I have to learn how to socially interact. I have to learn to control my patience and be calm and not get stressed out, and have to learn to live with a new injury that I am not used to, and I've had it for 2 months, and it's forever changed my life. And it's like, you can do it. You just gotta focus on it and figure out what you want. What makes you happy? One of the greatest quotes I've heard today was that when you follow your dreams, the universe will open the doors where there was once walls. What is your passion? What are you doing today to live your passion? That's a question only you can answer. I thank you for listening to the Katherine Symthe Show. If you wish to get in touch with this show, you can contact me at Katherine, Katherine, Symthe, Symthe, at gmail.com, or at www.katherinesymthe.com, or at our fan page, www.facebook.com/House of Savoy. Ladies and gentlemen, are you following your passion? What are you going to do to make yourself happy to follow your passion? Do you know the number one key to being an entrepreneur, to being that successful, high-powered, making a lot of money? You know what the number one key to success? It's not money. It's not position. It's not people. It's your passion. That's right. It's your passion. Do what you love, and you'll never have to work another day of your life. Good night, and thank you for listening to the Katherine Symthe Show.